OFPG Voices is brought to you by the following sponsors. Board&Dice creates games where strategy and family fun collide. Some of their latest releases are La Granja Deluxe Master Set, Books of Time, Barcelona, and Nucleum. Their ally program lends support to underrepresented voices in the hobby. Hi everybody, I'm Starla.
I'm Mick.
And we are
Our Family Plays Games. Voices, yes. Boom, boom, boom. Yes.
And we are back with another episode of OFPG Voices.
Yes, we're going to party. Yes.
And this week's topic, as Mick just said, is party games.
Party. We going to party.
Yes, and so we've got a great group of contributors this week. We're going to kick it off with Clay. He's going to give us a review.
Yes.
Yeah. And right after that, we've got Melanie.
From the Great White North. Yeah.
And then after her, we have Amanda Panda with an interview.
The interviewer. She is the interviewer, yes. But first, family, guess what? We don't have a guest for the Good Human segment. We have Starla again. So let's hear what the Queen got to say. Here we go.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another segment of Good Humans. I know you're surprised to see me back giving a Good Human segment because we've had so many special guests, but I'm excited about coming back to do another segment. So this week, let's talk a little bit about live and let live. Now, live and let live is considered to be an idiom. And what it means is to live your life the way you choose and let others do the same. In our society, we know there has to be rules and there has to be laws and regulations in place to keep everyone honest, safe, and fair. But other than those particulars, we as individuals have to learn to live and let live. Now, too many people in our society spend way too much time trying to control others, trying to control their actions, trying to call somebody out on something they think was an infraction, or, just getting mad over the slightest little thing and calling the police on somebody or holding somebody hostage by standing in front of their car, and maybe I'm getting all this stuff because my husband and I, we love to watch customer wars and neighborhood wars and road wars. And it just surprises me every time I watch these shows how many bad actors we have out in our public who are just doing egregious things to people because they can't learn to live and let live. If you want to be a good human, you've got to learn that you can only control what's in your control. You can't control other people because they're controlling what's in their control. You've got to have a little more empathy and understanding and patience. If somebody steps on your foot, give them the benefit of the doubt. Give them a chance to say you're sorry or they're sorry. Give them a chance to apologize or just say, hey, you stepped on my foot. That's not a cause for, to call the police or get mad or pull a gun on someone. You got to learn to live and let live. And so all I wanted to say in this message was, be good humans. Let other people live their life in their way. Stop trying to put your control on someone else. We can't do that because we don't want someone exerting some type of control over the way we live our lives. And as we always say here at OFPG Voices, our goal is to make this world a better place, one board gamer at a time.
Hey, what's up everybody? Clay here from the YouTube channel Beer City Board Games, and today we're going to talk a little trash with Trash Talk. Trash Talk from Friendly Skeleton is a communication style party game, which means that you're going to be trying to convey certain words or ideas in a non-conventional way. Plays 2 to 8 players and takes approximately 25 minutes. In this game, one person plays as a raccoon who is trying to communicate with a group of possums. Now, they may not speak the same language, but they're resourceful and they'll use whatever they have at hand. And what they have at hand is trash. Let's take a look at how the game plays, and then we'll come back up for some final thoughts. Choose a player to be the raccoon and give that player a screen. The game comes with 2, but the second one is only used in the 2-player variant. For more than 2, you only need the 1. The game also comes with a variety of trash items, 2 of each item. The raccoon player will pick out 3 pieces of trash that will be used in the first round. and the possum team takes the matching pieces of trash. Then shuffle up the deck of word cards and deal 3 in front of the player's screen. Now the raccoon player will look at the 3 word cards that were dealt and choose one of the 3 pieces of trash per card that they feel best represents the word on that card. When they're done, now the possum team can discuss and decide where they think the raccoon placed the trash items. They are allowed to talk about this amongst the team, but the raccoon player is not allowed to give any hints, clues, gestures, or facial expressions that might give away their answer. Once the possum team thinks they have it figured out, the raccoon player will lift the screen and show where they placed their trash. If the players matched on all 3 cards, they move on to the next round, where the raccoon will choose one more piece of trash to add to the 3 that they chose previously, and just like before, the possums will grab the matching piece of trash from their supply. This time the raccoon player will deal 4 cards in front of them and match their 4 pieces of trash behind the screen. The game continues like this, adding another piece of trash and another card each round until you're able to match up to 10 trash pieces. So what happens when you don't get a match? Well, if that happens, you set aside the cards that did match and then take the rest of the items back to your side. Then you deal out new word cards equal to the number of trash pieces that you brought back. So in this case, 2. And attempt to match on these cards. If you're unable to match the remaining items this time, the game is over and you choose a new raccoon. If you succeed in matching the remaining items, then you move on to the next round. Again, you're going to increase the number of pieces and cards each round, trying to work your way up to matching on 10 cards in one round. Playing at 2 players doesn't change up the game too much. The only real difference is that both players get a screen and will place their trash simultaneously and then reveal to see if they've matched. This is such a cute and clever game. I love the theme, even though it's barely there. The artwork in the rulebook and on the cover is adorable, and I love this idea of 2 different species trying to communicate using whatever they happen to have laying around. All the little trash bits that come with the game are pretty neat, and there's some decent variety, although I'm not sure how much that really helps with the communication. What's cool about this game is that it doesn't really matter too much what pieces you use. So really, as long as you can find 2, you can add your own custom trash to the game. I'm planning on raiding my junk drawer to find things to add. As far as the gameplay itself, I'm not typically a big fan of limited communication in party games, even though it's something that tends to be used pretty frequently. And that's mainly because I want my party game to be a little bit raucous and to have lots of laughing and discussion. I don't want everybody to be sitting silently looking at a board or a bunch of cards. That doesn't sound like a great party to me. But I found the limited communication in Trash Talk didn't bother me, and I think that's because the moments of limited communication are fairly short. And once you reveal, the game encourages you to discuss why you chose what you did. So, even though there can be some silent moments, they're followed up by plenty of why would you think that moments. It's a pretty challenging party game, in my opinion. It's pretty unlikely that you'll have a word or card that really matches one of your pieces that you've chosen. So sometimes you're having to dig deep or stretch far to match something up. Often you may end up having to put something on a card just by default, just because the other items match in some way, and that one leftover piece just doesn't match anything. Overall, I would definitely recommend checking out Trash Talk, especially if you like this kind of guess the word style party game. But that's it for me. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.
Hey everybody, this is Melanie from Mel's Board Game Room. And this week on OFPG Voices, we're doing our top 5. Well, I'm doing a top 5 party games. So I'm actually visiting, I'm on vacation, so I'm vacationing in Edmonton, Alberta, and I'm actually in Sherwood Park right now, which is right next to it. And I'm visiting River City Games. So I figured for my top 5 party games, we'll do, if we walk into a game store, which top 5 party game would we purchase today? So let's go shopping. All right, I've walked around a little bit and I've picked a few. So first one I'm picking is Blank Slate. It says where blank minds think alike. So in this game, you'll have a category that comes up and it has a blank. So let me show you. So this one is blank house, and everybody has to put an answer, and you're trying to think alike. So does everybody that you're playing with think just like you? Blank Slate is actually one I don't have in my collection yet, but I might be going home with this today. All right, let's have a look at what else I can think for party game. Okay, let's stop here. Anomia Party Edition. This one I do have. It is in my collection. It is an amazing party game. And it's one of those that I really suck at. So you'll have different category cards that everybody takes turn putting out in front of them. And in the middle, there's a symbol. And when you have symbol that matches another, you quickly have to shout out a word that matches a category of the other person whose symbol matches with you as fast as possible. You'll probably just end up making a bunch of gibberish noise, which is what I do, until you come up with the word. So Anomia Party Edition, amazing party game. All right, what else did I pick? Let's have a look. So many games here. Ouija board? I don't think so. Although that would work as a party game, but yeah, no, I'll pass. Just One. Just One is another one that is simply amazing. Just so much fun. I guess it would be similar to Blank Slate in a way. So everybody gets this little teepee thing that's dry erase. And you're on, one person is the guesser. We'll pick a number from 1 to 5. That will give you the number. So it said number 2, so that's the word chocolate. And everybody's going to write down clues for chocolate, but you want to be unique enough that other people don't put the same thing as you, because those get crossed off. And then there's less clues for the guesser to guess, because you are paying cooperative in this game. You're wanting to try to get as many right as you can, but it's just hilarious and tons of fun. All right, let's see what else I picked out. Telestration. This one is a party pack, so it can play up to 12 players. And this is, win, lose, or draw is what comes to mind, but where you're drawing and the telephone game all in one. And you're gonna take turn passing this around, and one person's gonna draw a picture, and then you're going to put a description of it, and then you're gonna do it again and do a picture again and then a new description. But as you go, the pictures and the description is going to become completely different, where at the end it might not match at all. Telestration is so much fun. The worse you are at drawing, the better this game is going to be. I'm also a big fan of Wavelength. This one plays just as many people as you want, really. It's just 2 teams, and you're going to get a range of something. So in this example, they have from cold to hot. And then you open the shield. There's a shield that hides it, and it's going to show where the range is going to be. So you need to come up with an answer that from that range, your team members are going to guess about that range. So in this case, they've said, okay, they're putting coffee. So if you consider what's the coldest thing in the world and like what's the hottest thing in the world, like lava, where would coffee end up? And then, so blindly you select where you think it ends. Then you reveal, and depending on how close you are to the exact middle, where that gives the 4 points, you score your points. The other team can also try to guess if you went too high or too low to steal a point as well. Wavelength is such a fun game. And then last game I'm going to talk about today, I'll take you over here. And they have a neat bang selection here, but Bang the Dice game is one that I just simply adore. It is just so much fun, always goes super well. And everybody has a hidden role except for the sheriff that reveals who they are. And you roll dice, and the dice is going to determine whether you're going to shoot somebody or whether you're going to have beer to heal. If you roll an arrow, you have to take an arrow that's not going to cause any health damage yet, but eventually it will if you draw too many. And you're trying to be, if you're the sheriff, you're trying to get rid of all the what are they called? The outlaws and the renegade. If you're the outlaw, you're trying to get rid of the sheriff and the deputy. And if you're the renegade, you try to be the last man standing. this game, Bang the Dice game, is so much fun. So these are 5 games that I would pick right off the bat here for a party. But there's so many more party games, and I'm actually going to go and look at all the other games that they have here at River City Games. So bye, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Panda Talks for Pandas, talking to Ami Baio from Pink Tiger Games. She is the head of the company. She is the designer. She does almost everything. Hello, Amy. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I mean, when I saw that the month theme is party games, the first person I thought of was you. Your company puts out so many amazing party games, and hopefully we can talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Amy, did you have a favorite party game, or did you have a party game that inspired your line of party games?
I'm sure I had a favorite party game growing up, but weirdly, my games were not inspired by other games. They were mainly inspired by me being a nosy person who likes to hear quirky bits of people's personalities and hear their stories. So You Think You Know Me came out of being curious. We all think we know everything about each other all the time. We make all these assumptions. And so making a game that kind of naturally sparked conversation and storytelling was definitely a goal for You Think You Know Me. And then Flatter Me, a compliment battle card game, was inspired, funny enough, by over 10 years ago, I was carrying around these cards by an artist named Emily McDowell, and the cards said, "You're doing a great effing job." And when I gave these cards out randomly to people, they were delighted. They would laugh and be so grateful and gracious. It was hilarious and really sweet and cute. And so that inspired me carrying around cards that I handmade that I called short stack cards, and they did not have swear words on them. They were more wholesome. You could give them to anyone. And then later on, that whole idea turned into Flatter Me, a compliment battle card game that you can play with 2 players or as a battle, or you can play with 3 to 8 players as a compliment party. So those little bits of my first 2 games.
That's so fun. That's awesome. That's hilarious. I have my favorite, I think, go-to party game would be Just One, because I've played it up to 12 and I really enjoyed that, and that one's a classic. And then the second one would probably be Hues and Cues, just because it's semi-cooperative and it's language independent, where you're going to go ahead and try to have people guess the right color, and it's very interesting. Although colorblind people unfortunately cannot play that one. But Just One, anyone can play. You just have to set the parameters of what language you're using, and it is also cooperative. And I feel like party games that are cooperative are a little bit easier to get to the table and a little bit more fun in a big group. But yeah, I definitely will be bringing at least some of your games next time to have around as well.
Yeah, thank you. I love trivia. When I was a kid, I always loved Trivial Pursuit, and I was way too young for it, for sure. Playing sometimes was way over my head, but I think I've always loved that sort of guessing aspect or in learning things. And my third game was Rabbit Rabbit. It's a superstitions game, and it's all trivia based on myths and magic and folklore and superstitions. So I've always loved that kind of stuff.
So what game can play the most people out of your line of games?
You Think You Know Me or Rabbit Rabbit, just because Rabbit Rabbit, with trivia, you can do teams, you can do everything from one-on-one to having, teams and having a trivia host. And then for You Think You Know Me, there's a variety of ways to play in the rule booklet. So if you have a huge group, you can find a way to play. It says 2 to 10 players on the box. But yeah, you can play quite a few. I've played with probably 13, I think.
Oh, that's so awesome. Now, you had just done a Kickstarter a couple months ago now, and that one was for Hurt Party. Can you tell us a little bit about your latest game in the line of games?
Yeah, Hurt Party is a game of bad apologies. It's a game that pokes fun at the terrible ways we sometimes say we're sorry. For that one, I was really inspired by sincere apologies. I had given a really sincere apology some years ago that really impacted the relationship. And of course, I apologize for all my wrongs all the time. I make mistakes all the time and have to apologize. But this one in particular really changed a relationship for the better. And so a few years back, when I was doing a lot of reading about sort of the peak of reading about brains and neuroscience stuff, I was learning about how our brains process emotions and languages, which led to my fourth game, Lost for Words, a game of untranslatable feelings. And the reason I was reading that is because I was interested in how we process superstitions and myths in storytelling, rabbit. So everything sort of overlaps, So very long story short, no, just kidding. It's not going to be short. Is I was also attracted to these books about how to say you're sorry. So I started to read about repairing relationships and mental health and trauma. And this was, this is all part of my reading over the last 5 years. And so when I sat down to make a game about apologies, I sat down with the intent of making a sincere game, and I couldn't do it. It was just impossible. It wasn't fun. It played so simply, every idea, every iteration that I came up with. And finally, I was like, okay, I have to lean into bad apologies. So Hurt Party, a game of bad apologies, was born. It has 500 cards. 250 terrible apologies are in there, and then 250 instances where you are hurt. So the hurt cards range from you ignored my cat, to you made me feel left out, to something silly like you bumped into my imaginary friend. So there are cartoonish ones and sort of real life ones, but all of the apologies are terrible, just terrible, awful. And the idea is that everybody starts with 7 apologies in their hands, and on your turn you get to be the hurt party. So you grab a hurt card, you read it aloud to the other players, then everybody else has to give you their apology out loud, their worst/best apology that's in their hand that matches really well with your hurt card. The person who played the hurt card then gets to choose which apology is their best/worst favorite, and they give that hurt card to that player. So you want to collect 5 hurt cards to win Hurt Party, a game of bad apologies. And prove that you're the best, worst apologizer.
That's so fun. I love how you took something that is definitely one of those, pressure points, or people are a little bit, wary about it, and made it in a way that people can talk about it and open conversations and start conversations and stuff like that. And also just have fun, just have a very fun time with it. So when is that coming out to retail?
Yeah, that will be out to retail probably September. I'm in production right now with my manufacturer in China, and we're communicating right now about just making sure the art is perfect for them to get started. And I can't wait. As soon as I have a prototype, I will post it everywhere once I get that production prototype, because that always feels like it makes it even more real. So yeah.
I would suggest you follow Ami and Pink Tiger Games on all the socials. The links will be at the bottom of the screen or in the description, so that you can get notified when the games come to retail or see all the updates. But Ami, where can they purchase your current line of games?
At your local family game store, friendly game store, and family game store, since we're on this channel, right? Hopefully you're at your local game store, bookstores, gift stores, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Amazon, my website, and I have all kinds of cute merch on my website too, like the hat I'm wearing that says I like your game, and I have sweatshirts and t-shirts, and I have I like your game and I love your game merch that I don't know, I just love this stuff. I just think it turned out so cute. And all my games are there, and I'm Pink Tiger Games everywhere, TikTok and Instagram, and Yeah, and please tag me if you are playing my games so I can see what you're up to.
Thank you, Amy, for joining us for this episode of Panda Talks. You all know where to find me. I'm under Panda Angel everywhere, and I'm mainly on Twitch and all the other socials, but I live stream, so I hope you'll join me for that. And if you don't know, I have a YouTube channel. It right now has some VODs and some interviews, long form. If you could, please go and subscribe to that and follow me there. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.
All right, another great episode.
Yes, another great episode.
Now, you know, our contributors came up with some games I've never played before.
Yes, it's games that some of it I heard of but never played. But this is why I love this show, because of the wide range of things that we hear that we don't know about. Games we never heard about. Games that, you know, like, oh, that piqued my interest.
Yeah.
And I love it, family, that we get some good words and good description of these games. Like, wait a minute. That's a game I might want.
Exactly.
And some of those on that list, on all their lists, and even a review from Clay, I think I want to try out.
Yes.
I want to try out because, you know, lately we've been getting in situations where we need, you know, these party games.
Party
we need
games.
that go past 5 people.
And they gave us a lot of suggestions.
Yes. So I'm happy.
Clay kicked it off with the game called Trash Talk.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I want to check that out.
Yeah, we've never played it again.
Never played
you know,
it.
So these are new games to us.
Now, Clay, you might need to bring that to Grand Con
so we can try it out.
Yeah, so we can try it out. Yeah.
And then Melanie had a really awesome top 5. Well, these games I haven't played, but I look forward to checking them out and maybe, you know, get a chance to play them at some point in time.
True.
And then Amanda Panda, she had a wonderful interview with Ami Baio from Pink Tiger Games. And they talked about party games.
Ami Baio, she's so nice.
Yes,
she's so
Ami
cute.
Baio.
She is so cute. And all her games are cute and nice. There's cute and nice all over. There's a proof of niceness.
Now, Amy, I hope I'm getting your last name right. Is it Baio or Bio? You'll let me know.
Let us know.
I'm saying Bio right now, but it could be Baio.
Yeah, it could be Baio. Yeah.
All right, so that's it. Thank you guys so much
for
your awesome contribution to this week's episode. And thanks to our awesome sponsor, Board&Dice.
Love Board&Dice. Support them. Check them out. They got some great things coming out. They have some things that I'm definitely excited for coming this year.
Yes.
So check them out now, family. Now, Starla, first off, subscribe, family. Subscribe. Keep us out there. Keep us going. And also like all of our stuff. You know, like it all. But definitely subscribe and get people to come in, check them out. Say, hey, come on. Check out this family who's doing some things. And, hey, we're going to have some fun. Come on. Bring it out. Now, Starla, what about our merch?
Well, if you're looking for a shirt or a cup, because we're wearing some of our merch right now.
Yes, we are. Good humans.
So if you're looking for a shirt or a cup or a mug or even a pillow, you know, check us out on Spring.
Do that. Keep us going. That helps us out big time.
And we also have an exclusive shirt on BGG.
Yes,
so go to the BGG online store and check out our exclusive OFPG shirt.
That helps us out too, family. Now, the next episode of OFPG Voices is May 8th. And the topic, now I got mixed feelings about it, is 2-player games. Now,
we like 2-player games.
2-player games are cool, but some of them are vicious. Some of them are vicious and relationship testers.
That is so true.
Some of them are relationship testers, and I hope that our contributors tell about some of the ones that will test your patience with your partner. Yes.
Yes, but we love 2-player
games.
Yes, we do. So be sure to check us out.
Check it out. Check it out. Now, Starla, where can they find OFPG and OFPG Voices?
Well, if you're looking for Our Family Plays Games and OFPG Voices, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, right here on YouTube,
right here
on our website, and TikTok.
TikTok. Yeah. Thank you so much, fans, for coming out and watching these beautiful voices that's telling us some great games that we definitely need to look up. But also, thank you to Board&Dice for sponsoring us. And again, check out our sponsor. See what's going on, because they keep us going. But if you have any questions or comments, please put it down below. But family, there's one thing we want you to always know. We love you.
Bye
now.
everybody.